Hi everyone, welcome back to Discover and Learn. We all want to be successful in life. Do you? Do you want to be successful in life? Have you ever thought what will help you to become successful in life? What is that thing which will help you to become successful in life? Is it only by learning this language or learning English or by speaking English fluently and confidently will you be successful in life? The answer is yes and no. So guys, today in this session, I am going to talk about just by speaking fluent English, whether we can be successful in life or not, or do we need to add something else to our English speaking to get successful in life. And I'm going to tell you all the details which will help you to become successful in life in this session. Trust me on this. So guys, on that note, welcome back to my channel. I am your communications coach and a soft skill trainer by profession. And I'm here to help you out with all your communications problems and to help you speak English fluently and confidently. And if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, come on, quickly subscribe my channel. Like and share my videos. Do write your comments in the comment section and do not forget to press the notification icon so that you get all my videos on time, free of cost and access to all the amazing content on this channel. What you have to do is stay tuned, stay connected and watch my entire video to master this skill. Now let's get back to the topic. So we all want to be successful in life. We all want to be successful. We all want to be rich. We all want to be famous, or we all want name, fame and money, right? So what is that which is needed to be successful in life? First one is whether just by speaking good English or speaking English fluently and confidently, will this happen? Will we be successful in life? Yes, you can be. You definitely can be. But there's a no also. Anyways, I am first going to discuss why just being fluent can help you to be successful in life. And then later in my video, I'm going to discuss why just by being fluent in English will not help us to become successful in life. Okay, so let's take the first one. Why yes? So guys, see, everywhere there is an opportunity, right? If you are educated, if you have a certificate, if you have a degree, you want to approach good companies, right? You want to work in a company, you want to work as a, white collar employee, right? So being in a position where you need to go to office and work on the computers or, in a white collar position, you have to understand this language. You have to speak this language because everything is global right now. All the companies, their MNCs which has come and established themselves in India. They've come and opened their branches in India, right? And they have clients across the world. And we all know English is the most common language which connects everybody across the world. And that is why this has been possible that people or companies from abroad are coming and setting up their offices in non-English speaking countries just because they want manpower who can speak in English so that they all can get connected, right? So India has a big population who can speak in English, and that is why companies from foreign are coming and setting up their facilities here, whether it is a manufacturing setup or a software setup or any pharmaceutical or financial or any other domain. They're coming and setting up their organization here, their branches here, so that they can hire people who can speak in English. So that is an accepted fact. And that is why if you have a degree, if you know something, if you want to work in a good MNC company, you want to grow in your career, you definitely have to know English because you're starting from the interviews and selection. You have to, everybody judges your English, right? The time you receive a call from the HR, the first thing is they listen to you whether you are fluent and confident in speaking in English or not, whether you are able to convey your message or not, or you are able to understand what the other person is trying to say or not, That is the first screening which people do, right? From MNC good companies. Okay, so that is why being fluent and confident in speaking in English is the first requisite which will help you to become successful in life. If you crack that interview, if you get into the company, definitely if you work hard, you will succeed, you will grow in your hierarchy, you will grow in your position, and you will be successful in life, definitely. You will earn good money, you will earn a reputation, you will have fame, name, money, everything. Right? So that is why speaking English fluently and confidently is definitely important in being successful in life. That is the first step which will help you to become successful in life. Right? So that is, and it is one of the most accepted language across the world. You can get an on-site opportunity. You can get an opportunity to go and meet the client if you're fluent in English. Right? You can get an opportunity to represent your company somewhere. Lots of events which happen, right? Delegations go to other countries also to represent. So if you're fluent and confident in English, in speaking in English, definitely you will get a chance to go abroad and interact with people there. Okay, so that is why you have to know English if you want to become successful in life. You want to get into a good reputed company, if you want to work with a good reputed company. Okay, and if you want to grow in your career, that is one. So summarizing everything, why English is important to be successful in life. Just because if you want to get into a good company, good position, you have to speak English. If you want to be successful for growth in your hierarchy, in your position, to grow in a company, you need to be fluent in English so that you can handle clients, you can interact with clients, right? Third, you can get an on-site opportunity. You can get any other opportunity to represent your team or anything else anywhere abroad. So these are the opportunities which you can get, right? There are three things which you can get if only just by being fluent in English, which means, of course, you'll get success, fame, money, everything. Right? And companies do recognize such people. Okay, so if you want to be one, start practicing English speaking to become fluent and confident in speaking in English. Now, let's talk about the next part, which is just by being fluent in English, will you be successful in life? And the answer is no. Right? You need to have skills and you need to have educational background as well, right? Or either of it. If you are skilled enough and you have an educational background, this combination is the best. But if you don't have an educational background, if you don't have a certificate, if you don't have a degree, if you have not been very privileged to go to a school or a college, in that case, how you can be successful in life? Or if you have just managed to pass 10th and 12th and you have not studied further, what next for you? How you can be successful in life? I am going to tell you now. So first case will take educational background and skills. If you have skills and if you have educational background, that is a deadly combination. Nobody can stop you to become successful in life. Now, getting in a company, in a good profile, in a good role there are certain criterias, right? You get a JD, job description, wherein it is written that we need 10th pass students, or we need 12th pass students, or we need people who have degree, professional degree, or, engineering degree, or an MBA. So all the job description has some specific set of educational qualification which is written in it, whether they need an engineering graduate or they need an MBA or they need a 12th pass or they need a 10th pass or anything else. They specify everything, right? Now, if you have that qualification, of course, you will be able to apply for that position, right? With proficiency in speaking in English. So you are eligible for this job just because you have an educational degree and good speaking power, right? Fluent English. You can speak fluent English. You can apply, you can get through, and you can grow in your career. Now, for example, you're very fluent in English, but you don't have an educational background. You don't have a degree. You don't have an engineering degree. You don't have a graduation degree. You're just 10th pass or 12th pass and you want to do something. There are jobs. There are jobs which require 10th pass and 12th pass as well. And if you have fluency in English, you will definitely get a job. But then here, skills matter. Of course, you need to be good in something, right? You need to be good in something. You must have some skills. Now, what skills you need to have? So skills can be learned, right? So technicians, sales guys, or call center employees, these people need to get trained, right? Being a sales professional, you need to know how you can sell your product, right? You have to have that bent of mind. You have to acquire that skill set. You have to understand what I need to sell, right? So you need to have that skill, which can be learned. You can learn that skill, right? If you are a good cook, you want to be a chef, you want to start your own business, you need to have some skill sets, right? So whatever skill sets you need, you can learn that skill. You want to be a cook, you can learn cooking. You want to open a bakery, you can learn baking, right? If you want to be a technician, you need to learn that, right? If you want to be a nurse, if you want to be a compounder, if you want to be a lab technician, lots of positions, guys, which needs 10th or 12th pass along with some skills which they have learned, right? So either you can take a certification or you can take some, course. There are lots of things which are available. So that is why I'm mentioning here, you have to learn that skill. You have to acquire that skill by doing something. Being a sales professional, it's not easy. Anybody and everybody cannot be a sales professional. You have to have a bent of mind. You have to know how to attract clients, how to sell that product, how to market that product in front of people so that they take it. So there are lots of things, right? So that is why you have to be fluent and confident in speaking in English. Apart from that, you need to have a skill. You need to learn a skill which you need to add to your personality, which will help you to become successful in that area, in that domain, in that department, right? So that is why learning a skill or acquiring a skill is very much important. If you do it by training or developing your personality, it's your choice, right? Or taking a program or a course or a certification, it's completely your choice. So whatever is your area of interest, you can just get into and see how you can acquire some skills which are required to be successful in this profession. And then learn that skill, get trained in that skill, and you will be good to go, right? The other thing is educational qualification. As I mentioned, that it just needs a degree. A lot of positions need a degree plus good English skills, right? And rest of the trainings they provide, because a fresher which is just fresh out of college, they don't have practical knowledge. They just have theoretical knowledge. So every company has a training session for these freshers. So they train people and then they absorb them, or they put in different departments just to learn on the job, which is called on the job training, and they learn while working. So these are the two parameters on which you get a job. So that is why acquiring a skill, learning a skill, or getting skilled in some profession is very much required to become successful in life, apart from speaking English fluently and confidently. Now, if you have a skill and you don't speak in English fluently, you will have less opportunities, right? The pay scale will also be a little lesser. But if you know English and you have that skill, for example, a sales job. If you don't know English, you can just become a salesperson at a store, right? Any store, any local store. But if you know English, you can just become a sales guy or a salesperson at a mall, any brand in a mall, wherein you have a good pay scale also. So there is a difference, right? So that is why you combine your skills with speaking English, you will be at a better position. And the same way, if you have an educational qualification, if you speak English well, you have different opportunities, right? The opportunities will be endless. But if you don't know English and you have the skills or you have the educational background, the opportunities will be limited. So that is why English speaking is a prerequisite for any job if you want to be successful in life. Apart from that, what you have to add is, of course, an educational qualification is required. If you don't have an educational qualification for any reason, you need to acquire a skill or you need to get trained on any skill which is required to be successful in life in whatever you want to do or the area which you want to explore or get into. So you have to acquire skill accordingly. So you have to be very sure what you want to do, where you want to go, what is best suitable for you, what is the best option for you, and then start exploring that. What skills is required for me to get into this area or to get into this domain, right? If you start exploring all these opportunities, all these things, you will definitely be successful in life. So just remember, you have to be fluent and confident in English in today's age because everywhere English has become compulsory if you want a good paying job and in a decent company. Okay, so that is what. So guys, I'm sure you're clear why English fluency is required and why being fluent in English can help you to become successful in life and why it is not necessary that just by being fluent in English you can be successful in life. So I've answered both the question, a yes and a no. Now, whatever category you fall in, just start preparing accordingly to become successful in life. I am sure this session is really going to transform your life. Take it from me. So guys, that's it for today. I'll see you in my next session. Until then, keep learning, keep speaking, keep watching and keep exploring. See you. Bye-bye and take care.